There's a lot of talk about what's going on in the mortgage industry right now, and this is just a short informational video to kind of explain what's going on with interest rates and what we're projecting to happen during this year. People within the mortgage industry have been forecasting the rates for a long time, and they look at a lot of factors that could play into what's going on within that. But this year we have some concrete things that are occurring within the market which are having a distinct and direct directional plan on what's going on within the mortgage industry. One of the reasons why interest rates have been so favorable recently is that the federal government has been purchasing some mortgage-backed securities. Now, if you're not familiar with what mortgage-backed securities are, is when you purchase a home and you have a mortgage on that home, they bundle similar mortgages up into a package as a bundle, and they sell that off, they trade those as a security like you might do with a stock. The government has been purchasing those securities in order to help stimulate the market and keep the market moving. But recently, I think it started back in September, they started phasing out the purchase of that, slowly pulling out of purchasing these mortgage-backed securities and letting the private industry take over that. If this program wouldn't have been in place over the last few months, interest rates would be 1% higher right now than they would be with this program in place. So this is going to be completely phased out by March of 2010. So this is one of the reasons why we know that the interest rates are definitely going to be headed up in an upward trend this year. This chart starts in December of '92 and goes through December of 2009 and shows you the movement of what the interest rates are going. The orange line on top is your 30-year fixed rate mortgage, which is what most of people get. The 15-year mortgage, which is also a very good product, which is a 15-year fixed, is in blue, and a 1-year ARM, which is an initial rate, which is not a program that I really like as a real estate agent for people to purchase with, but it is a solid indicator of how the market trends are going, and you can kind of see how though that actually goes. What this chart does show is kind of some of the historical numbers. Of course, back in the 80s, the rates were much higher. This chart simply shows interest rates. It starts in 1963. It's a 30-year fixed rate, and what the average of mortgage rates were. So right now you can definitely see within this that they are certainly around the 5% rate, is the lowest that we've seen in a very long time. I promise this is the last of the charts. This chart is going over the last part of last year and does kind of show that I think we did hit the bottom kind of the first week of December as far as interest rates, and they're slowly going to tick up. Now they're going to bump up and down like this for a while, but slowly tick up until they kind of hit the 6% range, hopefully not much higher than that. Well, as a consumer, what this means is that for a house that you're purchasing, you're going to be paying less at a lower interest rate than you would be if you purchased at a higher interest rate. So this is at a 30-year fixed. Now this is simply the principal and interest, so this is not taking into consider taxes as well as your property insurance and those different rates, but just simply within your interest rate, the principal amount you have to pay on your loan plus the interest that you have to pay every month. You're having a $44 savings on a house around $70,000. The higher the price range is, obviously, the more substantial your savings are going to be. So this is a fairly average price range for my area, which is about $215. Nice size house. In here, you're going to see about $135 a month savings. Just on the principal and interest, again, based on the lower interest rates. And these are the interest rates that we're seeing in the first quarter compared to what we're projecting the interest rate to be towards the end of the year. Keep in mind that if you have this house under contract, you also can get either the $6,500 tax credit or the $8,000 tax credit, depending on if you're a first-time buyer or a repeat home buyer. I hope this has kind of explained a little bit about why we're projecting the rates to go up, and kind of explains some of the vernacular and some of the things that we're talking about among the real estate professionals. I'm hoping that the interest rates do kind of rise about the 6% range and stay there, but some of the forecasters are predicting rates as high as 6.5%. right now with the tax credits, which we're not going to talk about, but it really projects and points to having a really good spring and summer, that the first half of the year is going to be a fantastic year to purchase a home, and that we're going to see a lot of movement in the market. This is Angela Shattuck with Coldwell Banker John Moffitt. I am based out of Blue Springs, Missouri, or right outside of Kansas City. If you know of anybody that would like to buy either in the Kansas City area or elsewhere, please feel free to contact me, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.